Hello there, welcome back. It's the third and final map between NiP and FaZe. After the first showing, we didn't think it could be possible that NiP could fight back, but they showed resilience and they won it out in overtime. We did say we move on to Overpass, which is quite an interesting matter, actually. This is a bit of a specialist map for NiP. They actually focus on this one a lot. It suits them well, but remember, they have got Draken playing for them, so it's really difficult to gauge how much success will be brought from previous encounters. I feel like FaZe have the edge. Just in terms of the individual skill right now, they made some disastrous calls on the T side, not watching their flanks, constantly gutted by get right towards that lower ramp. But hopefully we see this one deliver the same sort of excitement that Train did. We want to see that sort of scoreline again.
I think Draken will have his best map of the series on Overpass. I think it suits his style of play. If he's allowed to play that as a stand-in for Ninjas in Pyjamas at the moment, all things considered. We don't know how long he's in for, how long Dennis is away for, and so on. So if he can play a game which is comfortable for him, then I think that he will have his best map. We saw a few shots missed from Guardian, which is out of the norm, can we say. I think we'll have a better game of it as well. I think it's close. I think it's 50-50 for me.
Yeah, I agree. Dan, it's probably about that, isn't it? We're not really sure where this one goes because FaZe looked unstoppable in the first map, but they still have their weaknesses, and that's been shown at the Major and other events this year. They're still trying to work out how this team will gel together. When all 5 players are hitting shots and everything's going in their favor, it looks fantastic. Inferno is probably the best CT showing we've seen from them in a long time. Difficult to translate that into the next map, it seems, but this is where it all comes down to. It's going to be Overpass, CT start for NiP. FaZe will have 2 smokes, a Molotov, a flashbang, and Draken. He will be in this position a lot with the AWP later on. He'll be towards middle for now, watching the fountain, and gets information that players are crossing over towards the playground.
Nice initial kill by Draken to slow down the swallows of T players. I actually think FaZe are going to take this one, but this T side is obviously vitally important. Draken's doing a great job in controlling the flow of information. All the CTs are towards A now pretty much, and he is just doing it all by himself. Great stuff so far. It's looking like a rough start here on this map 3 for FaZe. Gets right, tries to challenge, and that's going to work out. He had a bit of assistance there from Rez as well. Dren 1 versus 5. That's a good start. That's a good start.
Yeah, pretty brutal shots. Not going to assist too much in winning the round, but every kill he does get, it's money in the bag. And every dollar is important in CSGO. That's 300 gained, but I think that's all he gets. Brilliant round. Beautiful stuff from Draken there. Very calm and methodical in his approach. Didn't overextend after getting 3 kills. Holds the bar from him. Great shot from Adren to take him down, but his job was already done, in my opinion. This was really lovely work. Look how precise he is as well. That's going to boost his confidence and bode well for the young man. As we get into round number 2, there shouldn't be a force buy here. AKs will be out on the 3rd. FaZe will just sit back and wait here, try and bait out some utility, attempt to get a bomb plant down. Whether that's possible is yet to be seen, but we have seen some pretty crazy anti-eco situation from FaZe. The one on Train comes to mind when they rushed inside against Glocks and PT50s with their SMGs and got punished for it. It was a little bit difficult to watch.
Glocks for FaZe clan. Not too much more utility to exhaust. Just the 1 player in connector. Sometimes you like to concentrate these pistols, although it might be more common if you're the CTs of the pistols, into those close quarters of connector. Anyway, second round has been survived by Ninjas in Pyjamas, and the AKs will come out for FaZe. Nobody on sniper rifles just yet. Or as I say that, Rez is going to probably drop one for his teammate. Unless he has a particular spawn to play. I think he's going for a spawn pick. Stand on the bench. Bad behavior. No, not the bench. He's going to go even further forward. That's a little tag onto Guardian. Nice flick from Rez. Showing some potential of his own with an AWP.
I like the swap as well. Very cool stuff. It's actually looking great. If he gets the second, oh, that would have been such a fantastic start to the round. But lovely stuff here. Great synergy from the NiP boys. Rez and Draken, former Epsilon graduates, played together there. Now back at it again. But it is going to be FaZe fighting back, as that's another good shot from Draken there. He's looking very good. James G said he could do well here on Overpass, and he's certainly delivering so far. 3 versus 3, Nico and Guardian low. Draken might want to consider falling back now. He's got them disadvantaged, I'd still say that, in the 3-on-3, considering Nico and Guardian are so low, but he needs to stay alive at this point.
As MP9 is not looking quite so weak anymore, given the context. And that's really beneficial for sure. Forrest has found himself an upgrade, in fact, going forwards behind the smoke. Pick up the AK, which will really strengthen this defense here. In fact, he's actually staying out there by the divider. And we'll see FaZe going for a split. Going up long, not a bad choice, all things considered. With only three CTs left on the field. There's a lot of holes in the defense to walk up, and that's a good way to get close to the bomb site. Already, you'll see a Molotov there to make sure there's no CTs lurking in the corner, and they'll start to push forwards. And if you know they're coming this way, but it's down to hitting the shots. And Draken once again delivering here for the side with that AWP. Lecro on the rotation, and it's now down to him.
7 seconds remain. If he can deny this plant, that's enough. That's all he has to do. That's it. I think he's won the round. 2-1, and he has done it. That's all really down to Draken. He laid the foundations of those 3 kills and ran the timer right down there. FaZe had to go for the plant, which removes one of the players for 4 seconds. And at that point, Lecro gets that 1 kill, and that's all that really matters. Great stuff from the AWP. That's more like it from him. And that's going to be a 3-0 start with no plant. And 1 player not getting any money at all. That's going to be Nico, as you can see.
So sharp in the pistol round was Draken. Did bode well for the early rounds, it seems. Lovely flick towards long. To follow up from the flick from Rez in the first place, who caught a leg. So 4 Desert Eagles, 3 Desert Eagles. Gun will be collected probably by one of these CTs. Once they deem it safe. Pop flash the short B position, and there's another kill. Neutering what FaZe can do in this round. Still dangerous players though with these big pistols for FaZe Clan. Again, 1 kill worth a good 5k against these CTs. So plenty of value to be had even while the numbers are thinned for FaZe. Adren and Rain now. The last 2 players for Desert Eagles. There is the bomb, no plant coming in. Rain looking the wrong way. Shot in the back of the head and dead. 4-0 to Ninjas.
The Ninjas in pyjamas.
Pure joy so far.
Absolutely. 4-0.
In the Pajim Jams. Right. Let's see if they can get more from this. It's been a strong, strong start. FaZe wouldn't be surprised if they start trying their luck towards B, considering how formidable Rez and Draken have been towards toilets so far. Well, Nico's off to a good start. Picks up 1. Oh, through the wood, finds another. And indeed, the B-bomb site's being cracked open, perhaps, as there's only 1 player left there. FaZe players yet to slip through those cracks, though, as they opt to just sit on the 5 versus 3 and cut noise and see if they can get a response from NiP to exploits. So much time left in this 5 versus 3. It's the dream scenario for any T side. 5 versus 3, over a minute left.
Do Ninjas choose to stack one of the sites? Rez is pretty deep towards A and connects her position, but that only leaves 2 players towards the B bomb site. And maybe this is why they haven't, expecting FaZe might send a scout mission to see what is what towards the A site. Maybe Rez can pick something else off. He's got a shadow advantage if somebody were to just walk in to this location. Occasional peek. Did Brain spot something? Lovely peek from Rez. Now we move back towards long, but don't assume that the long position is completely clear, and indeed he doesn't. A flash behind, he goes super wide and gets taken out by Guardian. He spotted the bomb, however, towards long, but FaZe have 2 players next to the B bomb site. They can move into it now, secure it, have the bomb rotate in, and they should be good for a bomb plant unless Draken gets an angle before the bomb crosses to the site.
Good for FaZe. Money still there for an IP, but no reason to throw these weapons away. Nico continues in strong form, 5 kills to his name, 2 in this round. They break the streak of NiP, but also will relinquish their loss bonus as well. So NiP looking for any exit frags they can get, don't need to hunt for it. Garrett is watching the connector for any hunting players. Draken safely positioned and long. See FaZe trying to fend off the reset in the next round. It won't be too devastating, considering 4 players up with the AWP. They're going to get $3,500 per player for winning this round, and then they lost a subsequent. They get 1,400 on top of that, but they do need to reinvest in grenades. Quite a lot of them, so investments will be made, and a gun needs to be dropped for Rain. But NiP will save both of their weapons, and the game really begins here. FaZe on their feet after a couple of close rounds. This was a shot from Nico, who pushes Lecro right back and gets straight up wallbang towards the B site. Always very satisfying to land that one. And here we go, a proper gun round. Both teams fully equipped, and this one is very important. Whoever takes it forces their opponent to somewhat of an eco, especially if FaZe give this one up.
Guardian getting a bit tagged there, moving through into sewers through the tunnel. Gotta be careful here, Forest, that he doesn't get shot in the face through the woods. Oh my god, that is quite scary, isn't it? Guardian will not connect that. Wasn't anticipating it early enough. FaZe look like they want to just harass and pressure towards this B-bomb side, try to get rid of as much utility as they can, but that's just a dry peak there from Overpass, pretty much. Nothing doing for him, though. Now perhaps FaZe have to reconsider their options. You can see they start to move towards Fountain, towards the party. But this is a very slow pace. If you look at their map control, there's 50 seconds left. The only forward player they have is in sewers. The rest of them are at the bottom of a long. And they're going to walk it seems. This is risky business, because as soon as they get spotted, there's so many CTs that can just lock down the bomb site. There's so much utility left on NiP.
There really is. And they've got 3 players towards long on the FaZe side right now. Rez in the old one and done position, but luckily has got Get Right to back him up here. So it's actually a little bit more interesting than that. Bomb goes down. Rez needs the backup right now. His teammates need to strike. He gets a couple, and Draken will hit the shot towards middle. This is looking good for the reset. As we mentioned, it won't be as catastrophic as it could be with the residual cash they have, especially if Nico can save the AWP. But NiP in the driving seat for sure. They're going to go up 5-1 on the CT side. And this is not like any other online league. I guess I should reiterate that for fans coming in and wanting to see where this game is heading towards. This is essentially an online cup each week, and this is the semi-final right now. They have to play a single best-of-3 in the quarters. This is their second game. They would have to play against Astralis if they were successful in their campaign here. If you are not, single elimination, you're knocked out, you're removed from the weekly cup, and you have to reapply for the finals in a following week. So it's a big deal. There's a lot on the line in that respect. It means there's a lot more time to focus on practice and not having to grind out games. So here we go then. FaZe will buy up what they can. It's a MAC-10. There's a couple of AKs as well. Dren doing great work. Finally silences the AWP of Draken.
Much better situation at the start of the round. Because see how desperate it was in that previous one. They burned all the utility towards B, and then they're like, well, we can only go to A, where they have full utility still. Not ideal, but this is a fantastic explosive start. NiP really restricted to just sitting on the bomb sites, which really feels uncomfortable, doesn't it?
The lack of information, the anxiety of what is to come. FaZe playing it really slow. Olofmeister lurking outside B. They don't know if NiP have taken a short B position. That would be something for Ninjas in Pyjamas. FaZe reading that NiP may take a positional risk somewhere around the map. Don't want to get caught off by that. So it'll be a slow approach. Olofmeister will keep the B players somewhat honest while FaZe go on a fact-finding mission towards A. And indeed, the B bomb site has been stacked by Ninjas in Pyjamas. Concentrate all the forces together. But it seems they will be outmaneuvered, and that means that if they choose to save, Olofmeister is going to be a problem. NiP could lose everything regardless of if they push or if they stay.
Big round this one. Crow, AK-47 in hand, but cross end on the correct position. Can Forest do any better? They are pulling it back 2 versus 2. This kill decides over 10 seconds remaining. If he hits it, that could have been enough, but Get Right's still here. He has the advantage now. The bomb can't be planted, but Nico hits the shot. Unbelievable. How has he pulled that one off? That's such a massive round for FaZe, and if Get Right could have just stayed alive, it would have been enough there. Low HP on Nico, even one bullet would have sent him packing. Forest laid the foundations for Get Right, but unable to convert here. Look at this. That kill was great, but look at the timer. 5 seconds. He could no longer plant the bomb, but Nico hits the shot. Of course he does.
That could be the big turning point here, because we see the buy's a little bit stretched here for NiP, lacking utility. Gerrit goes close in connector, smoked off, and that is dangerous. Forest playing a very, very dangerous game, but Gerrit perhaps more so. Commits in through connector as he hears all the spraying in sewers, wants to punish, but he instead gets punished as he pushes, and now things look really awkward here for NiP, but Adren giving that one away, shoulder peeking against Draken. That's evened it right up, and FaZe, obviously, 4v4 are favorable for them. They've got more utility. They got over a minute left. They can really take their time in this position. So it's really their playgrounds. Ooh, the timing.
Risk taken by Rain didn't quite pay off for him. 3 players left to push into this B bomb site for FaZe, running out of bullets as Lekro. Brutal timing for him. Plenty of time for the bomb to go down, but maybe not all the cover you might want. Got NiP still in possession of the water area, delaying things, showing some presence there, Draken. Some shots through the smoke, through the wall, and Draken will clean up at close range. 2 kills, Forest from up above for the 3rd one. Ninjas in pajamas take it to 6.
Draken isn't messing around today. He's getting it done in all facets of the game. M4s, AWPs, pistols. He's delivering big numbers in crucial rounds. That's fantastic there. Guardian getting the bomb down. His teammates are such low HP, couldn't defend him any further. 3 survive for NiP. That force spy works out nicely for them. But do FaZe want to strike back quickly? That's the shot from Draken to bring it back to the 4-on-4. He then goes to the rifle to get the defuse in. His teammates back him up, and yes, they will force buy. Due to the fact they know the money's so low on NiP, they're going to try and steal this round away. It's a really scary proposition. You're quite deep in the first half. You're 6-2 down. You give this round up, this could lead to a disastrous final map for them. I'm not saying they have to win this one, but if they lose it, it's going to be very complicated recovering this game. Good nade on Forest.
Quick execution into the B bomb site. Oh, Forest caught switching guns. That's not ideal. Gerrit, though, has his gun out, and he's doing a good job here with Rez and Lekro to defend. And it doesn't seem like there's much left here now for FaZe. Just Adren. That's a very clean headshot coming in from him as he gets onto the bomb site. He's got the bomb on his back, but he's got players all around him. He's got time as well. So this was a good move here. Move out of the bomb site, isolate the 1v1. He's going to find it. Head is snapped there, as now he just needs to find one more player. Rez, who is so weak, and it's the headshot all day for Adren.
That's an ace clutch from Adren. That was absolutely wild.
They knew where he was because
he knew where they were.
when he killed the player by Monster at Barrels, I think it was Get Right who was around the corner. So I don't know why Draken walked through the smoke on balcony when they knew where he was, and he couldn't really go anywhere apart from on the site. They had a guy opposite Graffiti, so if he walked to short B, they would have seen him.
Yeah. Well, I just can't believe how aware he was of every possible flank and push from the CTs there. It looked like he was one step ahead. That was beautiful. An ace from Adren. I haven't been that excited from his presence within FaZe so far, but that was something quite special. Forest will get one. You cannot jump over this wall, even though it looks like you can. So he'll get the kill, but I'm not sure he'll win them the rounds. They can't recover that rifle just yet, and FaZe will start focusing their efforts towards long.
I missed the skybox boosting from Dust. D-Dust. CT spawn. That was just the best thing.
Oh, no.
Oh, what is going on here? Rez has not quite had enough of this just yet. Now, the threat has been taken away for now. There isn't really anybody for NiP in position to collect these weapons. Tower has been smashed to pieces. Now Lekro can try to salvage this by collecting an AK-47. Bomb making its way towards the B bomb site. 1 versus 2. Does he go for it? No one is here. Can't expect somebody will be protecting these weapons with only 2 players left. So, reasonable to go for this. Not quite sure though if it's A or if it's B, but I'll have to assume it's B at this point. 23 seconds, no one's seen on the A bomb site. Down he goes.
Still haven't planted yet, so he has something in this. 10 seconds, and they're just going for the plant now. This is actually going to go all sorts of wrong, because now he knows exactly where they are. This is a full eco, remember. At least it's Nico, the absolute legend of this series. He's got 42 HP, sneaks his way towards Monster. No kiss, of course, for Lekro. He is not aware that Nico's made his way out, and now he's lost track of him completely. Smart footwork here from the Bolt. We'll see now if this is going to be a smoke defuse. 10 seconds on it.
Oh my God! He had to look at him twice to get the headshot as well.
I think he's got time. Oh, it's going to be so close.
I think he has.
Oh man, it's so close. Wow, Lekro, my God.
That's kind of sick here. He even hits that shot somehow. They looked like, I couldn't even understand why FaZe were taking so long on the plant. I didn't quite catch where they were searching the entire bomb site. They came down to 10 seconds there. They put so much pressure on themselves to that stage.
That's the crazy part of it. It's like, oh, no one's there. Oh, someone is there. Let me shoot you in the face.
That's so sick. That's a full eco, by the way, for an NiP win.
That's a crazy way to lose a round. I mean, this map, Ninjas in Pyjamas haven't had the horrible start they had on the previous 2 maps.
No.
So I think they've got a mental advantage as well as all the rest of it now being 4 rounds ahead. That was absolutely bananas.
Rez managed to get a kill with the USP, find an AK, follow it up. Funnel them towards B. They were so slow. They just didn't leave themselves enough time to even attempt to plant and then cover it cleanly. They had 10 seconds left, fully committed. Lekro hits the first shot. He should have lost it considering the play Nico had made. And somehow, some way, Lekro nails the shot towards short. Pretty unreal. And they're going to have to take a full eco here. They can buy next round. But yes, absolutely. That's going to be frustrating for FaZe to give that one up. They're rushing towards playground or long, as they'll have Glocks and PD-50s and try and punish the fact the AWP could be there. If they get the AWP cleanly, there's a chance they can win the round, as Lekro and Draken, I should say, will spot a couple of them and actually nail every shot so far. Wow. Beautiful.
What a time to wake up, Draken. What a time to wake up. Looking for an ace again.
He's got something to prove today, hasn't he? Put himself in the shop window, perhaps.
The joys of playing with no pressure.
He looks brilliant. That's against Zico players, I agree, but it's still really nice shots. He didn't panic. What he usually does in these sort of situations, like quite famous, he'll go for really ambitious flicks and try and be the flashiest AWP in the world, but this was all quite calm and calculated. Great work. 8-3.
This could be a great time for FaZe to turn things around, though. Stop NiP running away with half too much. Connector focus here from FaZe, and there's no one there for NiP, so they'll get that for free. NiP with a late smoke of the monster tunnel, and they can take sewers as well at this point in the round, but looks like they just want to sit on a very passive setup. Draken is absolutely feeling it. He's towards the A-long positions at the moment. Not really any action just yet, but might soon be, because FaZe are now bringing themselves towards, out of connector, towards those bathrooms. And you can see them using that utility to start pushing those positions forwards safely, using flashbang smokes. And now Rez starts to feel the pressure.
The shadow. The tease. Will he be ready for rain, though? So many targets. Feels somewhat brittle. Sees the shadow again. The pre-fire. Perfect from Rez. He has really been a problem on Overpass so far. He knows there's a sniper around there as well. Flashbang to help him get a safe exit. Now what do you do, FaZe? 30 seconds. 2 players by Monster for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Still a smoke down. It's not going to be easy for them.
That's maybe a bit of an overcommitment from Lekro. They had a huge advantage. Didn't necessarily need to have heads-up duels by himself towards Monster, but Forrest, he knows how to handle himself in these sort of scenarios and does just about squeak out the kill against Guardian here. Gets the second, and that should be the round. But Adren has pulled off some unspeakable feats throughout the course of this series so far, especially on Overpass. But isolated, he'll get the first, but surely can't get much more. Bomb defused, NiP win the round comfortably, to say the least as well. Great work once more from Rez, especially. They're looking like everyone's contributing, looking sharp, and they're 9-3 up on the CT side. There's not really a buy there for FaZe, even with the bomb going down. Here's the replay of Reds getting it done. Close range, he would kick things off, and then the awareness even pre-fires it. We spotted that shadow before, remember? So we knew there was a player there, and closes out the round as well. Fantastic work.
Molly down by Get Right to hold on to connector, feels the presence. Here's all the stepping. He wants some frags, and he might just get all of them. All coming out to play. Doesn't get eliminated though. Guardian's picked it up. Maybe some more damage can be done here for FaZe, but this is looking like a really devious start for NiP. They look really good for an elite, at least an 11-4 in this half, which is
it's your favorite scoreline, isn't it?
It's kind of crazy that they're going to be setting themselves up to win this series, right?
We predicted it.
We did. We all predicted it. Except like he might be wrong again.
Well, that's why I bring him in, to embarrass himself every show. That's why we do it. It is going to be Nico who will have the org remaining. Remember, 16-2 in the first map in favor of FaZe. And here we are. They're going to be 10-3 down now. And that was not a full investment, I believe, so they should have some cash here. Yes, they got their 5K available to them. Guardian, 2 kills and 12 deaths. Now, James, we talked about this at the start, right? This week, he's had his moments, sure, but overall, I know you're a massive Guardian fan, and it's been disappointing this week, isn't it?
Yeah, he hasn't been all that this week. I think the CT side would be easier for him, but for some reason, I think stylistically, Draken is going to be... I thought at the beginning he would be the one that's going to be doing more with an AWP on this particular map between these two teams, and that has certainly been the case so far. Last 2 rounds of the first half, and they start to barrel in, just taking bullets for days from Legro. He's doing great work in terms of containment. He's got Forest there for support as well, creating some space in case the push continues, but with a combined 7 HP, FaZe are forced away.
Yeah, you could say that. They haven't got really many options at this point. This is looking likely to be a 12-3 half. They, in terms of loss bonus, will have maximum after losing this one. They might be better off just saving these 2 guns, considering they have so much kit on their back. But either way, they're struggling here. FaZe, remember, this is NiP with essentially a stand-in. This is Draken coming in to replace Dennis, who's been part of the squad well over a year now. And... wow, they are looking pretty good. And it's Draken who's not just slotting in, he's actually leading the charge in a lot of these rounds. He single-handedly won the pistol, 3Ks with the AWPs, clutches with the M4 as well. I've certainly criticized his performances throughout his career, but this one has been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he's really propped them up this game for sure. And, oh man, as you say, the situation here, I mean, there's the value that FaZe are currently carrying in Nico and Guardian, they are just going for the save here because they've got a bunch of utility there as well. So they wouldn't be able to rebuy all of that. Well, they wouldn't be able to rebuy all of that in the following rounds.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why they do need to hold on to this. The money they would get back is less than what they have right now. So definitely worth holding on to this. They can buy up some more grenades as well. The kills they got, 600 on Nico. Guardian can get a smoke and a flashbang. But this is the final round of the first half. It's 11-3 NiP. What can be done here? They'll take a timeout. We haven't seen many of those throughout this series, so sign of the times here, perhaps. Now, bear in mind, if online play, the reason we see less of them is because you can't really do much about coaches talking in an online environment. It's just not realistic to try and govern that. But if you're taking a timeout now, I suggest you really have to think about what's about to go down and consider your options here. This is a scary moment.
Winner of this game is going to be facing up against Astralis as well to try to qualify for the first week.
This is the first week.
I mean, you qualified in the first week for those finals. The team that makes it.
They are the team, yeah, in the grand final right now. And
it was almost a Vanguard.
It was almost a Vanguard. They actually managed to go to 16-14, 16-13. It was 2-0.
That was fantastic.
But it was, we've had, like I said, I keep banging on about it, but the games have actually been super fun this week.
Yeah. Rez looking for some fun around the fountain. Forest has some sound cues, a number of sound cues, and they're going straight into the meat grinder. 3 players survive for FaZe. But how much information do Ninjas in Pyjamas have? Everybody cuts noise. That's very important. Taps from Nico. There is another player lurking around the playground area. That's Get Right, who may be beyond the angle that Nico will expect. Standing in the swings. Oh dear. That leaves a Dren. 1 versus 3. He's got 1 kill already. And he's still alive. He can wallbang those panels, those dividers. And there he goes. 12-3 for Ninjas in Pyjamas. A late resurgence from the Swedes at the right time.
It's going to be half-time and a chance for FaZe to catch their breath. They need to pull their socks up if they got any chance of bringing this one back. Can they do it and be the team that will meet Astralis in the final? You'll have to find out after this break. Final half, final chance for FaZe. At 12-3 down, and they'll find themselves now on the CT side, the more favoured of the two on Overpass. Will this be the start of their campaign into the grand final? They'll certainly have to be, as NiP will execute towards B. You can see Olof Meister boost at the back of the site. He's baiting in the player at the barrels. It's a bit of a Tizian move, if you know what I mean. And we'll see if Nika can pull it off. They haven't checked it. It's working out nicely so far. Wow, he denies the plant and gets 2 kills. That's gone very well for them.
Still a solid chance to get back into the round, though, for NiP. Maybe not. Rez now alone with the Glock. And they are all bearing down on him at this 1 choke point. That's not a bad exchange, though. Doesn't lose too much HP in that one. But it really comes down to the headshots for him. He's got every single kill now has to be instant from Rez. Might do it, though. Only a head offered, and the head is taken by Rez. He'll reposition through Monster. Not a bad play at all. He's 19 for 8 so far. Been having a good game. He's excellent around those bathrooms on the CT side, but now he's got to show us his prowess with a Glock as he pushes forwards through Monster. Now waiting for the CTs to perhaps push him. He's got the time. Might as well use it. It's going to come down to getting all the kills, whichever way you look at it at this point. Ooh, headshot angles offered up again. Rez gets a goosh. Can he finish it off? Almost, but not quite. Down to 10 HP for Guardian. That was a close shave for FaZe.
Yeah, absolutely. NiP have the freedom now to force buy in the second round, considering they've got this huge buffer. They got 4 kills there. Might be worth it. I would say probably not. Here's the odds brought to you by Pinnacle.com.
Oh, those odds against the FaZe clan. I don't know about those, man.
Yeah,
you might lose
you are right.
You could make some serious cash for that. That's wild. Never count FaZe out. Jesus.
I agree. The tenacity of this team, we've discussed it about 10 different times this week.
You guys better get on that Pinnacle website, man. You can snap those odds up immediately.
We'll see what happens. No force buy, which is the more conservative and I would say more logical approach. You do have a buffer, but at least let's try and win it out in gun rounds and not open the door of opportunity a little bit too wide while destroying your own finances. I think this is the best approach. Get a couple of kills here, perhaps, then see what can be done. But you are right. FaZe can bring this back, but no problem.
I'd put £100 down on that, at least.
He does
if
not,
I could.
He's not encouraging you guys to do that. He's saying what he would do. Just
exactly,
to be clear.
yes.
Eagle's getting close to the A-bomb site here. Got to be really careful with this. If Ring goes down immediately, that could be very scary. Oof, he's offering himself up there. Doesn't get really abused. Guardian now comes in to cover him as well. So the Orcs doing the job there. Lovely stuff. Easy clean up. No one dies in the end. I'm surprised that Rain stays alive, but he does. But that will be 5-2-12. The long comeback trail is now slowly but surely being realized. And now the AKs come out for NiP. Fast play to be. Are we going to get a slow default? What are NiP going to choose? Well, that's the kind of... These sort of rounds, you know, the SMGs are out. You want to do 5-man coordinated executions. There's little chance of an AWP, considering you got no kills in the previous round. They've got SMGs. You've got the firepower. You want to have trade potential and stick together. That really is the main objective here. And usually moving a bit faster than a default, I would say. But each to their own, and we'll see which approach NiP will go with here. They're going to be smoking up towards the bathrooms. Pretty standard smoke. You can do them T-spawn, but this is more like it. It's what you expect from the CTs. They know they're up against it in terms of the weaponry. They need to push for a kill. We saw it from FaZe on Inferno plenty of times. They're going to trade this one out. Or are they? I thought that was a one and done for sure. Well played to get right to make that work. Yeah. Huge kill. Or kills, I should say. Got the immediate headshot on that second player. That was so key.
It shouldn't. That was designed to get a trade, and it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, this is nasty for FaZe. And NiP have got so much time as well to play with. And going back to B now could actually be very strong. Of course, if you go through Monster, you get really good duels with those AK-47s against the FAMAS. So looks like that might be exactly what they're up to here. They don't know anything about sewers, but they can absolutely push Monster at this point. And it looks like they will.
Slowly creeping forward. Need to give themselves time for error correction. Moving into the site with 35 seconds left. Slight team flash, and away they go. Cloud9, before they kicked Zelsis, actually had some really interesting executes with combination of flashes on the B bomb site, where he would go through the monster tunnel, looking away to avoid the flashes and get next to the barrel position. But I guess we won't see that anymore because he's gone. Draken execution squad, one-man wrecking ball. Do some more damage to FaZe, and perhaps those odds might not be looking so good anymore. Those juicy odds looking a little rotten now.
You didn't listen to Bardo. For your own safety, we'll see if that was enough to get the information to take Guardian down. It doesn't look like he will be surviving much longer. That's a big round for NiP to pick up, courtesy of Get Right's 2 pushes. Now, the reason they pushed like that, because they had 2 MP9s, I think it was, in the initial push. Let's have a look. Yeah, these are the MP9 players. So, yeah, they had to try and make something work there. Ideally, get one of those kills, but not meant to be. And the Dragon of NiP closes it out with a couple of kills there towards the end. 13-5, and a desperate situation now. Got to buy what you can here. M4s, FAMASs, UMPs, and an AUG. Opening pick, not going to be that successful for Guardian. Firing off a few desperate bullets, but he will fall back unscathed at least. Oh, what?
Okay, Get Right. Okay.
I'm glad that happens. I hate that spot so much. It brings me happiness.
It's hard to see, isn't it? The visibility is annoying.
It's so camouflaged, and I kind of enjoy it not working out. For my own reasons. Just because it's...
No bitterness.
No, certainly not.
Just happiness.
But great. I've never seen anyone get that kill for a smoke. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's awesome. In comes the pressure onto bathrooms. Rain is somewhat known for being quite a devious player in these positions, but only a UMP to work with. But you know, he can use the ranges, the close ranges, to his advantage. However, looks like he will be forced back somewhat by these nades here. NiP, they shut down this round. Things start to get really bad for FaZe. Nice. The Guardian picks up one through the smoke. That's
Everyone's getting smoke kills.
Yeah, tit for tats. Oh, hello, Forest. He's just pushed the pedal to the metal, and they are just pressing onto a bomb site. The entry frags coming in, trading. Really good spacing here from NiP, and they're going to take over that site.
He had to get that kill quickly or go for stealth. Olofmeister gets nothing because that's given his position up. Then you got the FAMAS. I say that, a couple of kills out of nowhere. They've got to take down the final boss, though. It's Forest. 1 versus 2. He thrives in these situations, but it doesn't look like he's controlling it just yet. Nice gap in the smoke, though. Will the CTs be aware that he has this advantage? I'm not so sure. And he has spotted the gun and gets the frag. Now he does have the advantage. Nico with no kit as Forrest just dances around, toying with him right now. It's so close. Who will come out on top? Oh! There's a knife kill, but no kit, remember. He hasn't got it. It's going to be Forrest winning the round. Oh my goodness, what a way to go. And Nico's going to drop with the bomb as well. He's done it again. The old master holds his nerve in the all-important round.
He had like 3 inches of space to work with. That's beautiful.
That's so crazy. What a hype round that was. It looked like they'd done enough here, but Forrest just sees that gap and he thought, that's my opportunity. This is it now. And then I'll sit in the smoke. It's actually Olof that dropped that smoke to try and defuse the bomb for him, and Forrest just capitalizes on it. What a genius play. Love it.
That's an awesome round. Yeah, what a clutch from Forrest.
Up they go again. Desperate times for FaZe Clan. 9 rounds behind Ninjas in Pajamas, who are 2 rounds away from a very unlikely victory, considering how the first and second map started out. The first map was an absolute battering. They were a piece of cod, an efficient chip shot. Second one made a comeback. Looks like it was going the way of the first. And now look at this. What a turnaround from them.
Funnily enough, that boost is what Big used against FaZe to get back in an Overpass game at the E-League Invitational. Now they try to do the same.
How did that not connect? Guardian, very unfortunate.
It's awkward, especially with the scout. Like, you move so quickly. It's
I don't
hard
like
to time
that.
the counter
I wish it was slower almost. I don't. It actually makes me feel uncomfortable.
Don't say that.
No, I appreciate it.
Don't give them ideas, Henry.
My own personal thing. I can't use it as well as Dior because I just feel awkward moving so fast.
Don't ruin it for everyone else.
No, I'm not trying to do that. That's a good point.
Get Right's been taken out. 3 players moving into the B-bomb site anyway for Ninjas in Pajamas. They need to clear the CT water area though. Can be very dangerous. Fire will be a good start, but can he get the spray and a drone? Eventually he can. A trio of kills make it 4. A quartet for Ninjas in Pajamas, leaving Guardian alone between Ninjas in Pajamas and match point. How unlikely indeed.
Series point as well. This is all over the place and pretty much GG. I have to say that's their Frostbite. They've got 2,500 each going into this round.
It's funny because FaZe started off looking like this, but NiP finished it looking so dominant.
That's why I always say,
like the mountain.
I always try and remind everyone, the best of 3 scorelines, it only matters who gets the W in the first map. The scoreline really has no weight, especially in your opponent's map pick, right? It doesn't matter. That doesn't contribute to the final result in any way apart from you won the map. So, if anything, you can just laugh it off and say, well, that didn't go to plan, we'll focus on our map. And here we are.
Beautiful stuff. Well, it's not over just yet. It's a rather even exchange of damage between the two sides, but the weaponry obviously favors NiP undisputably. Zlecro is going to take over connector for the Swedish side, and Forest will creep closer to the bathrooms. How did FaZe do this already? Oh, I was going to say, Rain's got that deagle, and he's managed to find himself an AK-47. Going to smoke it off, won't go for it for the time being. Wants to stay in position, doesn't want to go be too greedy. But there it is.
Rez finally taking the weapon away almost as soon as it was picked up by Rain. That was a key weapon for FaZe to try and hold on in this match. Back to the starting lines for whoever loses this in a different week. 35 seconds remain. Ninjas in Pajamas start to come together to take the A site. A late smoke grenade from Nico may be a problem though. Moving close to it, moving through it. The timing is actually maybe going to pay off for FaZe, but he's jumped. He's given his position away. Surely he's been hurt.
I think he's okay. I don't know what's going on right now, but oh, there it is. That answers all the questions. They weren't aware of it, and he couldn't make anything of it. 4 versus 2, a slight chance of the CTs on the retake, but they only have pistols. They're smoked out. A bomb's down. I think we have our finalists, ladies and gentlemen. NiP with a stand-in have stood the test of time. 16-2 down, and somehow, I'll hold my breath for a second, maybe getting a bit ahead of myself. They've brought it back, a 16-5 victory in the final map here. Lovely stuff. Great performance on Overpass especially. And I guess for me, that's really what I expected on Overpass, because that's a map you don't see FaZe play too often. NiP have really been specializing themselves in this one. It's where they love to play. They've got some great upsets recently on this map. And sure, Inferno didn't work out for them, but they held on and trained. They managed to do it in overtime. They just about got through that. And then Overpass is where they looked absolutely unbelievable. James, you said you believed in Draken on this particular map. What a performance he had in the initial 6 rounds or so. Just every single opportunity he had, he was capitalizing upon it and showing us how good he can be. He hasn't been able to do that for a while, but he really kind of took this opportunity and ran with it.
Absolutely. Great demonstration. Definitely put his personality on the map for Overpass, and when it counted the most in that final map, fantastic stuff from Ninjas in Pajamas all over the board. That was a completely absurd clutch from Electro. The fact he had to go back a second time and then get that shot in the face was really, really beautiful, but it was nice to see Draken playing in no pressure and having a good day for himself. But what happened to Guardian? The week hasn't been good for him at all, has it?
Well, it really hasn't. Unfortunately for them, that means that the games they've already played are in vain. They are knocked out of the brackets, as you can see there in the semi-final, and we have a bit of a classic there, Astralis versus NiP. And you know what people say? one of the few teams that can be NiP, sorry, who can be Astralis, we've ruined that now, is NiP. Yes, they actually seem to have the system that breaks them down. I don't think it will happen without the full squad, but hopefully it's an entertaining game. But still, we have had some great matches throughout this first week. It bodes very well for the rest of the tournament. And there we have it. That's the end of the European division, boys. What are your thoughts about that? Is it promising for NiP or very worrying for FaZe? Where are you sat on that?
I think the element of surprise with Draken being them can be an advantage for them. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be, I mean, we've seen nothing but good games, really, so far in the European segment, and I think that will continue in the final. Dan, closing thoughts on the European Week 1, Day 3?
Yeah, I think it's a good matchup for the finals. I think I prefer this matchup over the FaZe matchup right now. So I'm just happy with that. I think we've been blessed with the first week of games.
Thank you so much. I've been blessed to be here with you too. Finally, we will bring up the social media and see how you can get involved with the show. Send us your questions at the hashtag ECS7, and you can do that on Twitter, Instagram, there's a YouTube channel, of course, and then the website is where you'll find all the information on the league and indeed a portal to purchase all of your tickets if you do fancy attending the finals. They're happening on the 8th and 9th of June in the SSA Arena in Wembley, London, the best city in the world. We'll be back once again for the ECS finals. It's always so much fun. It's a mixture of world-class Counter-Strike and a good time, I would say, and that's always a good thing. Make sure you're there. We will be, and we'll be back after this with the North American section of ECS Season 7. We'll see you there.